At the beginning of the story, we see a girl named Emily walking down the road in tears. Suddenly, a car stops in front of her, and she gets into the car and drives away. The scene shifts to Leo, a boxing coach who walks into a restaurant holding a trophy his student received for placing as the first runner-up in a match. It turns out he was supposed to win the competition, but a corrupt official rigged the results in favor of the opponent for money. Leo, known for his short temper, doesn't tolerate injustice towards his students. When the official tries to argue with him, Leo throws a punch, knocking him out cold. However, the man turns out to be the vice president of the boxing association, who has the power to ban Leo from coaching. Leo's sister is furious because this isn't the first time he's been expelled from an organization for fighting. After pulling some strings, she secures him a job as a gym teacher in a rural part of the city. In the next scene, Leo is driving to the town when his car gets a flat tire. While waiting for a tow truck, he notices a missing poster on a bulletin board. The girl in the picture is Emily, the high school student introduced at the start of the film. Someone has written a cruel message on the poster mocking her disappearance. Disgusted, Leo tries to erase the graffiti but only makes it worse. Upon reaching the town, he spots 3 high school girls bullying another student, Yu-Jin, Emily's best friend. Yu-Jin is angry at the bullies for defacing the posters. When she confronts them, the bullies deny any involvement, though it's clear they don't want Emily to come back. Leo steps in to break up the fight, but the girls tell him to mind his own business. Later, Leo reunites with his former student, Dong-Soo, who is now a police officer. Dong-Soo welcomes him to the town and shows him around. In another scene, Yu-Jin visits Emily's home to check on her grandmother, the only family Emily has left. The grandmother is worried sick about her disappearance. It's revealed that she and Yu-Jin are the only ones actively searching for Emily, while the police show little interest in the case. Yu-Jin goes to the rooftop and reminisces about her time with Emily. Suddenly, she remembers that Emily used to work part-time at a club. Determined to find answers, she obtains the club's business card and plans to investigate. The following day is Leo's first day at work. The principal introduces him to his colleagues and assigns him to work alongside Ji Seong, the art teacher. In addition to being the gym teacher, Leo is also appointed as the student dean. The principal tasks him with collecting lunch fees from the students. During lunch break, Leo asks the students for the fees, but none comply. He spots Yu-Jin, who also brushes him off. Later, he notices her climbing over the school wall and skipping class. He follows her to the market, but gets sidetracked by a claw machine. For the first time, he wins a stuffed toy and is delighted. Elsewhere, Yu-Jin comes across an election campaign for a powerful politician named Mr. Kim, who is secretly corrupt. Ignoring the campaign, she heads to the club where Emily worked and questions the staff, but no one provides a clear answer. The club's owners threaten her and are about to get aggressive when Leo intervenes and rescues her. He advises her to stay out of the investigation, assuring her that the police are handling it. That night, he drops Yu-Jin off at her home and returns to his apartment. As Yu-Jin walks home alone, a stranger follows her and attempts to abduct her. Meanwhile, Leo realizes she left her cell phone in his car and goes back to return it, only to come across the would-be kidnapper, who flees. Leo rushes Yu-Jin to the hospital and files a report with the police. However, the police chief, learning that Yu-Jin is connected to Emily, tries to dismiss the case, as if trying to cover something up. Leo discusses the situation with Dong-Soo and discovers that the police haven't even officially filed Emily's case, assuming she ran away to avoid responsibilities. Leo is convinced this isn't true and vows to uncover the truth. He visits Emily's home and talks to her grandmother. They draft a formal letter to the police, forcing them to file an official missing person report. The plan works, and Dong-Soo files the case. Leo starts asking questions at the school and learns that Emily was considered the worst student, frequently absent, and labeled a troublemaker. A teacher warns him to drop the investigation for his own safety. Yu-Jin overhears this and angrily tells Leo that everyone is lying to cover up the real reason for Emily's disappearance. Conflicted, Leo is left questioning who is telling the truth. Before she leaves, Yu-Jin asks him what he would do if Emily were his daughter. The question makes Leo realize that, runaway or not, Emily needs to be found. Later, Leo finds a group of girls smoking in the bathroom. While searching for cigarette packets, he discovers a hidden camera in one of the stalls. He rushes to inform the principal, but before he can speak, the principal tells him to stay out of Emily's case, raising Leo's suspicions. Deciding not to mention the camera, Leo takes it home and checks its contents. He discovers that the camera was set up by Ji Seong, the art teacher who works at the desk next to his. Leo confronts Ji Seong at school, but learns that he has already left for the day. Seizing the opportunity, Leo goes through Ji Seong's laptop and finds text messages between him and Emily on the night she went missing. The messages reveal that Emily had asked Ji Seong to pick her up from a bridge. It's clear he knows something significant. Leo immediately tries calling Dong-Soo, but he doesn't answer. Desperate, he calls Yu-Jin, who tells him she's in a car with Ji-Shong, who offered her a ride home. Leo discreetly warns Yujin about what he discovered and advises her to stay alert. Cleverly, Yujin gets Ji-Shong to reveal their destination and texts the location to Leo. She then notices that Ji-Shong's keyring resembles one that belonged to Emily. When she asks him about it, Ji-Shong punches her, knocking her out. Yujin regains consciousness tied and gagged on Ji-Shong's bedroom floor. She spots Emily's phone in a cupboard. Before Ji-Shong can harm her, Leo bursts into the house and forcefully breaks in. Ji-Shong tries to fight back but is no match for Leo, a former national boxing champion. Leo subdues and restrains him, despite Ji-Shong's desperate pleas not to report him to protect his career. Unmoved, Leo demands answers about Emily. Ji-Shong insists he knows nothing about her disappearance. According to him, he had picked Emily up from the club that night and was driving her home when she received a call. Emily asked to be dropped off at a gas station, saying someone else was coming to pick her up, and Ji-Shong left without thinking much more about it. A few minutes later, Leo felt uneasy about leaving a girl alone at night. When he returned to find Emily, she was already gone, and her phone was lying on the road, which he kept. Other than that, he claimed to know nothing. Ji-Shong was soon arrested for his actions, but the police chief still refused to believe Emily was kidnapped. Even when Leo pressed him to take the case more seriously, the chief dismissed the conversation. After Leo left, the chief made a phone call telling someone to be cautious, confirming that someone else was involved in Emily's disappearance, with the chief helping them. At school, the principal called Leo into his office and fired him for showing too much interest in Emily's case. It was now clear to Leo that the entire town was hiding something. Before he could plan his next move, Dong-soo called and told him to come to a location immediately. Upon arrival, Leo saw Emily's lifeless body being taken to an ambulance. Yujin broke down, devastated by the loss of her closest friend. Leo realized that Yujin might be the next target, as she was the biggest threat to the people behind Emily's death. They visited the hospital to inform Emily's grandmother, who was already ill. Her condition worsened upon hearing the tragic news. Meanwhile, Dong-soo overheard his superiors discussing the chief's bribes to keep the case hidden. Determined to act, Dong-soo took Emily's phone that had been found earlier. After repairing it and reviewing the messages, he saw that Emily had been in contact with a woman named Asul from the club. Dong-soo informed Leo but was knocked out by an unknown assailant right after the call. Leo went to the club and met Asul. After some persuasion, she revealed that Emily had been a part-time singer there. On the night of her disappearance, prominent figures, including the politician Mr. Kim, the club's chairman, and the police inspector, had been present while she performed. Emily received a call from the hospital about her grandmother's condition and asked the chairman for permission to leave. He began to behave inappropriately, so she fled, pursued by the club's owner. Asul didn't know what happened after that. The club's owner and his men attacked Leo, but he managed to defeat them. When only the owner remained, Leo demanded to know why Emily was killed. Terrified, the owner admitted to following her, but said he wasn't responsible for her death. He revealed that he found her being strangled in a public bathroom by Ji-Shong, Mr. Kim's son, who was unafraid of consequences due to his father's influence. Ji-Shong, who had been in love with Emily, killed her when she rejected him. Furious, Leo called Dong-soo, who told him that Ji-Shong had already been released from custody. Realizing Yujin was in danger, Leo rushed to Ji-Shong's house when she didn't answer her phone. Meanwhile, Ji-Shong had already kidnapped Yujin and taken her to another location. He stopped when his father, Mr. Kim, arrived unexpectedly. To hide Yujin, Ji-Shong locked her in a closet. Mr. Kim, angry over the chaos his son had caused, ordered Ji-Shong to leave for the US and never return. In response, Ji-Shong accused his father of killing Emily. It was then revealed that Mr. Kim had found Emily alive in the bathroom and, to protect his reputation, finished what his son had started. When Mr. Kim left, Yujin managed to escape the closet and run, but Ji-Shong caught up to her. Just as he was about to kill her, Leo stormed in and fought him, leaving him beaten and incapacitated. Leo brought the injured Yujin to the hospital. Elsewhere, Mr. Kim won the election and became the town's governor, solidifying his power. Leo saw the news and, filled with rage, drove to the highway and rammed Mr. Kim's car. After disabling the driver, Leo approached the terrified politician. Mr. Kim tried to intimidate Leo by reminding him of his status, but Leo was unmoved. The next morning, news of Mr. Kim's and the police inspector's involvement in Emily's murder spread nationally, leading to their arrest. In the final scene, Leo visited Yujin at the hospital and left her the stuffed toy he had won from the claw machine. He then moved to another city, hoping for a fresh start.